Thank you very much. Thank you. I want to start here, and thank you very much. I didn't want to be up there. So first of all, I want to just really thank Matilda for this amazing event. I'm going to ask those who are at the back if either we could, I really think it's really interesting and it's important that this moment we all are together. I know that there are a number of models who are changing, but I really think that I've got something I want to leave and sow into your spirit today. So it would be nice if we could have everybody in the room as much as possible. AC Matilda, I told you this morning at the start that if anybody else hasn't told you this today, I really want to honor the woman you are, because what you are doing here right now is phenomenal, and I think that it takes a lot of courage and tenacity, and as somebody who knows that very well, so I just really want to remind you, as everybody has done today, how amazing this is. So can we put a hand together for AC Matilda again? It wouldn't be right for me to start even talking without really honoring the talents, especially the children today. I was so impressed when I saw them come out. They were so confident. And I think the inclusivity that existed here today is so important. So can we just put our hands together for all of the models and all of the persons who have come into this place. It takes a level of confidence to go down the catwalk, so well done. We have to give it up for the two Masters of Ceremonies. They've been doing a fantastic job. And I know nobody has stopped to do that just far. So can I just give a hand for the people who are giving it? Thank you. Now, oh, and I'm coming to the best part, because this wouldn't be done without the production company, Melissa's production. And can we just give it up for Melissa over there, who's coordinating? Wow, doing a great job. So some of you may be wondering, is she the lady who's there to give all the well done and the no? I just think it's really important that we're thankful and appreciative of people. My name is Dr. Ava Egu Brown, and when AC Matilda asked me to say something today, I wasn't sure what to say. But I want to say something very quickly. Michael Robinson was meant to be here today, and he's not here because he fell ill. However, we promised we're going to coordinate something and come back to you. Could we have the kids a little bit more quiet? Is that okay? Thank you. When I was asked to say something today, I really wondered, what was I going to talk about? And AC Matilda said, I want you to talk a little bit about your story. And I thought, okay. And initially that was the plan. But when I stood there and I watched and I listened, and I was just so bowled over by those singers. Oh God, that young man's gonna have to come and sing at my wedding, y'all, because boy, that was good. I'm telling you, that's not a joke. So his parents need to follow me on Instagram and get that sorted, and you know, I really would love to have that connection. The girls were amazing. And when I thought about speaking today, I wasn't sure what to speak about. So I'm going to give you a mixture of my background. I'm going to talk about diversity, and I'm going to talk about how important what this is today, how important this today is for the future. So very quickly, without going into too much, I was born in Jamaica, so I'm Jamaican. Woo! On the road. Any Jamaican alive? I'm Jamaican. I was born in Jamaica. Moved to the UK, lived in London for the last 18 years, and has just recently moved to Northern Ireland. Any Northern Ireland, Northern Ireland? Yeah, you can put your hand up, it's okay, we're here, yes. And I've just recently moved to Northern Ireland, purely because London was getting so crazy, and I needed something else, and I'm always on a plane somewhere, and I wanted a chance to relax a little bit more. But having moved to Northern Ireland, one of the things that really is lacking is diversity. But I plan to change that, right? And I think it's really important that we understand there's a song that says, we are all one people and we can change the world, by one of my very good friend, Zeke Burst. But somebody like me would not be standing here today if it wasn't for the fact that somebody poured into me like AC is doing into all of you. You see, I was born in a little house in Jamaica. I was sexually abused by my father, raped at gunpoint, and I sold mangoes on the train. If that wasn't enough, I failed English and math in high school. So the girl standing here today shouldn't be standing here today. But one of the things that I really realized as I grew up in life is that when somebody lends a hand, when somebody picks you up, when somebody does something like this. So I was saying to Erin there as I sat there, I said, these little girls, you are planting a seed. Having them walk down that catwalk, these young men, you are planting a seed in them that is going to nurture them and build their confidence. And it's not just about diversity. You might think all you were doing was to diversify. You were empowering. You were giving wings to fly. You were restoring, embodying, embedding confidence in those young girls and those young men that I wish somebody had done for me. You see, growing up, I lacked self-confidence. My self-esteem was on the floor. I was shy, I didn't have a voice. You would never get me to do this. But because somebody sowed a seed of understanding that the gifts you have, I was a chatterbox, you all. So when your kids are chatting, do not shut them up, except for now, of course. Because sometimes in those children are the gifts that are going to make room for them when they become adults. And sometimes as parents, we don't realize that. So I came to London because I was sexually abused at gunpoint and I had a mental breakdown. I nearly lose my mind, and when you go through that kind of trauma, it leaves something inside of you that even today I struggle with as a girl, as a woman. I have to lock my cars the moment I get into my car. I have to live in a house and my kitchen has to face the garden and there's got to be a window. Those are things that never leave. It's called post-traumatic stress. But one of the things I want to leave you with today is that no matter what you've been through, you're enough. Let me say that again. There are women in this room and men in this room who've been through a lot, and children even. But you cannot allow that to define who you become. You see, your past doesn't have to go into your future. You have got a switch. It takes 30 seconds. Doesn't happen overnight. You have to learn. But it can take 30 seconds to change the trajectory of your life. Standing here today is a girl who sold mangoes on the train, who had a nasty marriage, a nasty divorce. I was abandoned, I was left, I was used, I was abused. And by the way, domestic violence doesn't have a face. So you have a PhD, you got 2 masters, you're supposed to know, it doesn't work like that, okay? But I didn't allow that to define who I can be. And so for all of us inside here, and I want the children to hear this, you are enough. What you've been through doesn't have to define the rest of your life. And parents, thank you. Speak positively into your children. Let me say that again. Speak life into your children. Tell your children they are beautiful. Tell your children they are enough. My son is 7 years old. His father abandoned and left us, 5 years ago, I think it was. And I'm growing up a 7-year-old African boy by myself. But my son will stand here and he will tell you how amazing he is. My little Nigerian son will tell you he is powerful because his mother, single mother, is deeply enrooting, entrenching those into him so that he can grow up to become a better man than his father was, a better husband than his daddy was, a better friend than his father was. But it takes you to tell your children that they're amazing, to tell your children that they can become anything they want to become. It is you telling these young people that they are super duper talented. But let me go back to you parents, because I think it's important that we understand that children live what they see. Kids, I was a classroom teacher for many years. I'm a trained teacher. I'm going to say to you guys, shh. Thank you very much. Okay, put your hands on my lips for smaller ones. I'm going to be finishing quite soon. Yeah, I'm a trained teacher as well. So I want to say to you parents, kids live what they see. You cannot be expecting your children to become an example of what they've never seen. So be very careful of what you say to them. Be careful of what you do in front of them. And I know you weren't expecting this. What's she going to talk about? I want to talk about building up a generation. I want you to teach your children that color is irrelevant. We're one people. I want you to act in your home as though color is irrelevant. Because sometimes we say it when it's public like this, but at home, my son plays rugby and we moved to Northern Ireland. And the first time he encountered racism was when he moved there. On the rugby pitch, a boy told him that he looks like a little discolored pig or something like that. And my son came home crying. And he said, Mommy, but Jesus wouldn't do that. We're Christians, by the way. He said, Jesus wouldn't do that. And I said, that's okay. And so that child who was unpleasant to my son learned that at home. So you see, it's what we teach our children when we think that they are not learning by what we say and what we do that impacts who they become. So parents, be very aware of what you're saying. Now, to you adults who might have been stuck in life and life has thrown you and kicked you and thumped you and really trampled on you like it has done me. You might be at the place where you're feeling that, do you know what, I can't go on, this is not gonna work, my life is over, I'm in a foreign country, I can't become the bright light I am. Let me tell you something, don't dim your light because you're in Dublin. Don't dim your light because you're from the Philippines, you're from Africa, you're from wherever in the world you are, because you are here. Whoever you are should show up wherever you are. Be genuine and authentic in who you are and what you become. And for those of us who are from Dublin, and you're native Irish, or I just, it gets so political for me since I've moved to Northern Ireland, I don't even know what to say. Those who are from here originally, open your arms wider and embrace another community, because you do not know what is in that person for you. As I stand here right now, my life is becoming a Hollywood feature film. We start shooting very soon. And the next time you see me in a really nice dress and I'm really small, it's because I'm practicing my red carpet. But let me say this last thing before I go. I didn't get here per chance. I had to work really hard. Remember, I failed English and math in high school. I was sexually abused, and a number of things I could go on to tell you. But I made a choice. Change comes with a choice, and it starts with you. Thank you very much.